Hey guys, Lester, and welcome back to another Pixelmon video here on the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. Today we are discussing the chance of Generation 9 coming to Pixelmon, what are the chances of it happening, and how long until it does happen. So this is going to be a discussion-based video. If you guys don't know how I do my discussion videos, I sort of just fly around the world in question or the mod in question, and we talk about some things. So you guys can sit back, relax. You don't really have to typically watch what I'm showing on screen, because unless I see some cool generation, I'm just going to be flying. But we're going to be talking about today Generation 9 Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming to Pixelmon. Now, the short answer, just so you guys don't have to listen to me ramble for a long period of time, is yes. Yes, it will be happening. I don't know when, but 100% guaranteed we're going to be getting the Gen 9 Pokemon in Pixelmon. So you guys can click off the video. If you want to, leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, end of discussion. Just kidding, but for all the people that only watch about 30 seconds of the video, I have to say it early on just so I can't be called a clickbaiter. Now, let's talk about the reasons why we're going to be getting Gen 9 and the few reasons why we might not be getting Gen 9. So, starting things off with the pros. Well, every single generation is already in Pixelmon. For those who do not know, who may or may not have been playing Pixelmon in the olden days when it only had like 3 generations, if you guys didn't know, Pixelmon has all the generations now up to Gen 8. Even Pokemon Arceus, all the Pokemon, the Hisuian forms are all in this game. There's all bonus forms. This mod has been updated several times over at this point. It has every single Pokemon in it. Now, I know recently we've had the whole thing about, oh, there's no gyms, so it's not like the 1.12 version. For those who don't know, this is 1.16.5 Pixelmon. Yes, there may not be gyms, but you want to know what the 1.12 version doesn't have? The Hisuian Pokemon. A lot of the Gen 8 Pokemon. Some of the, I'm pretty sure some of the, Gigantamax forms aren't even in the 1.12 version. But we're not here to discuss about that. We're talking about the whole, Gen 9 thing. So if Pokemon from Gen 9 do make their way to Pixelmon, you better believe they will be in the 1.16.5 version. They will most likely not be in the 1.12 version. Why? Because what is the point in updating an old version when you can just focus on the newest version? I've had this discussion numerous times before with a bunch of other mods I use. Specifically the Chaos Awakens mod. Shouts to them if they ever decide to update again. But the whole idea of having versions in prior versions, sure, you can backport, but that takes a lot of time and effort, because when you're designing or coding stuff for your mod, you're picking the version you're coding it for, you know what I mean? And then later you would update to other versions. So when they're coding this new stuff, it's going to be for the 1.16 version. And then if for whatever reason they decide to update to even newer version of Minecraft, they will, again, only prioritize the new stuff. It would take extra time to go to the older version. So if they do it, that's fine, but don't expect them to, you know what I mean? Anyway, so if we are going to be getting the new Pixelmon, or Pokemon I should say, they most likely will not all be released at once. It won't be the full generation. Pixelmon in the past has never released a full version of the Pokedex to a version. Even the Hisuian Pokemon, when they were added in different, what would be the word? Like different pockets of them, in 5 to 6 different versions of Pixelmon, which I've reviewed all of them on my channel, and all the Hisuian forms of the Pokemon, so you guys know that that's how that happened. They didn't release them all at once. I think there was like 40 Hisuian Pokemon, like new Pokemon and new forms. I could be wrong about that, but they were released over the course of a few updates in Pixelmon. So you better believe a full generation update, like the generation we're going to be getting, will not be all released at once. I imagine they'll release the starters, all the starter evolutions, and then maybe like a few other forms. They might even do like 20 or 30 different Pixelmon, but I don't think they will. I think it's only going to be like different groupings and small groupings, just so they can have content for a wide variety of updates. And also, since these are brand new Pokemon, they have to make sure they work properly, have the correct move pools and everything, because with a whole new generation of Pokemon, that means new moves, new items, new systems put in place, etc. There's even the new crystal forms. Now, I personally don't have a Nintendo Switch. I will not be playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll probably just watch people on Twitch or YouTube play it. Oh, wait, I forgot I can't say the T word on YouTube. Sorry, on the other platform for streaming. So I will be most likely just watching someone else's experience, because I don't feel like investing money into a Switch when probably in the next few years they'll come out with a new gaming console anyway. But that's I'm digressing from this conversation. The point of the matter is we're not going to be getting all of them, but we will get all of them over the course of a few updates. Now, when they will be added, they will function like all the other Pokemon in Pixelmon. They will spawn in different biomes. They'll have different conditions most likely to acquiring them. The starters, like any other, when you sign into your world, You'll be given the starters to pick from between all the generations, so that's a thing. So you can, of course, pick the new... What's the region called? Paldea region. So it's... We'll see how it works. I don't think in the next Pixelmon update even they'll be added, because they already kind of posted all the patch notes on their Discord server for the new update of Pixelmon. I don't think they're going to be adding anything more to that, but I do think the reason why we haven't gotten an update recently in Pixelmon is because they are planning, or have been planning, for the new Paldea region Pokemon. And how do I know this? Because Pixelmon's updated every like 2 weeks to a month the past several months now, starting at the beginning of this year. They've been posting updates every other month, not every other month, every other week. Like, it's been crazy, and you gotta give it to them. For switching to a whole new version of Minecraft, they've been doing an outstanding job with the new stuff they've been adding. For those who might not have seen any of my videos, minus all the Pokemon inclusions, they've added new structures. There's graveyards, there's battle arenas, they've updated the water tower and the darkness tower to have trainers in them. They've updated how all the spawning even works in Pixelmon in terms of some Pokemon, some structures, etc. And yes, you could say, oh, we don't have gyms yet. Calm down about that. We will get gyms again. It's not the end of the world when one thing is missing. Like, if you're looking at a chart of pros and cons, if gyms is the only thing on the cons list where the pros is all of this, is it really that big of a deal? Well, how am I supposed to train? You do the battle arenas, you do the battle towers. They have all this stuff now to train with. Well, what if I want my gym badges? If you really want gym badges, you can just give yourself gym badges in creative mode. But if you want to earn them legitimately, wait till they add in new gyms. And even when they do start adding the new gyms, I'll tell you guys right now, they aren't going to add 100 gyms. It's probably going to be 1 or 2 gyms over the course of multiple updates. Anyway, so that's all going to be happening in the near future of Pixelmon. Again, I have no confirmation of this. I'm just basing it off of the evidence given to me by the updates we've been getting. And they haven't added new Pokemon since the Hisuian Pokemon, which actually wasn't too long ago. If you think about it, it was at the beginning of this year is when they started adding the Hisuian Pokemon, I think. So we for sure are going to be getting more. Also, I decided to go over to this village right now just to sort of show you guys one of the battle towers for those who may or may not have seen one yet. This is what the battle tower looks like. It'll have 3 trainers in. You can battle them every single day in Minecraft. It's not like a one-time thing. You can just infinitely battle them. They'll be between levels 30 and 50. It's random. They can be either level 30, 40, or 50 trainers. Also, there's a bunch of concession stands around the battle towers that give you unique items, such as Pokeballs, healing items, etc. I'll just open a chest really quickly to show you. There's a bunch of stuff, and I've made videos on it. You guys can check it out, but I just wanted to prove that's the most newest thing they've added. Actually, it isn't the most newest thing. Well, it is, but they updated Ultra Space. If you guys didn't know, Ultra Space is in Pixelmon. They've changed it. It's now a completely separate dimension that has unique biomes in it, unique structures, unique everything. And that's a work in progress now, simply because they've been updating it through the course of one update, pretty much. Like, they redid the whole thing. They're going to be adding new custom biomes to it, etc. So before anyone's like, well, that's in beta right now. I got a comment like that the other day where someone was like, Pixelmon's in beta right now for 1.16, so I'm not playing it yet. And I'm like, that's not what beta means. Beta means there is like nothing added to the mod yet, and it's super work in progress. The mod is complete. All the Pokemon work. All the evolutions and stuff work. Everything works. The only thing that's being updated is the dimensions. And we just don't have gyms yet, but everything works. You can't say something's in beta just because your one thing isn't added. But anyway, my point is, there's so many things now that you can do in the Pixelmon mod. And yes, while there might not be gyms, I can tell you that everything else will tide you over until gyms are added. And I guarantee you no one has completed the Pokedex in Pixelmon yet, because there's how many Pokemon exactly? How many? If I go all the way to the bottom, it's not going to let me. Can I just, like, skip to the bottom? No, I can't. It's every Pokemon in existence currently. We're going to be getting even more Pokemon. Is that a shiny? Oh, that's a boss. I thought that was a shiny Cubchoo. I thought I just randomly encountered a shiny. But anyway, and as you guys know, there's different forms of Pokemon as well. But I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be. So I'll show you guys really quickly the water tower over here just to prove the trainers do spawn there. Because I know people are like, oh, my towers don't have trainers. Yeah, you need to update and go to new chunks. If you guys are currently on a version of Pixelmon that doesn't have the things I'm showing you, for one update, Pixelmon's currently on version 9.0.11, and once you update, you have to walk into new chunks. It's not going to revamp all the chunks you're already in, unless you create a new world, obviously. You have to just, if you're in a world already, just walk to new chunks. If you're on Minecraft 1.12 and you want to go to 1.16, your world will not most likely save, because not only are you jumping a Pixelmon version, like several Pixelmon versions up, you're jumping a Minecraft version up, like several, because 1.12 skipped to 1.16, you know what I mean? It might work, but I'm just telling you guys in advance right now, if you're gonna be upset that your world got corrupted, that's why. If you want to play 1.16, you're in a 1.12 world. If you don't want to risk it, just start a new world. Keep the other worlds saved, but start a new world if you want to experience the 1.16 stuff. Because I can tell you right now that when they release the Gen 9 Pokemon, it will not be in 1.12. It will only be in 1.16. I would be surprised if they prioritized a 1.12 update. But yeah, that's pretty much everything there is to talk about. You guys can let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. If you guys are excited for the Paldea region making its way to Pixelmon, because it is the newest region, and it's the only thing that isn't in Pixelmon right now, Pokemon-wise. Again, every Pokemon from Gens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and Arceus are all in Pixelmon right now. You can counter all the Pokemon, you can find them all, and there's unique forms of specific Pokemon as well. You can encounter things like the Crystal Onyx from Generation 1's anime episode. You can encounter the pink Pokemon from the anime episode. There's so many unique forms. You have Gigantamaxing, Dynamaxing, Mega Evolution, everything. Z-moves are all in Pixelmon. It is the ultimate Pokemon game, arguably, compared to the regular game. Sure, the regular games are polished, clean, and they have millions of dollars going into their budget, but Pixelmon has every Pokemon in one game, and will always have every Pokemon in one game, plus the unique forms and stuff. So until they make a regular Pokemon game that has every Pokemon in it without you needing to trade Pokemon to that game, then technically it is not the ultimate Pokemon game, in my opinion. Either way, that's a discussion for another time. I hope this discussion was fun to hear me ramble about stuff. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below in the comment section. In the description will be a link to the Pixelmon mod you guys can check out on their website. And if you want to see different versions of Pixelmon, there are recent versions, I will try to remember to have them linked to the cards at the top right hand corner, or on the end screen you'll be able to see them. Either way, that's going to do it. If you guys want to stick around, consider subscribing. I do a bunch of guides on my channel for unique Pixelmon versions and forms of different Pokemon, how to encounter them in Pixelmon. I also do the main reviews, of course, every time a version update comes out as well. So stay tuned on the channel if you want more news and content, because I'm one of the few channels on YouTube that still promotes Pixelmon and still goes over the stuff in the mod, because it's an amazing mod. It deserves a bunch of credit, and shouts to all the devs that work on this, all the coders, all the bug testers, everyone that puts their effort into this mod. You guys are amazing, awesome, and I cannot wait to see what you guys make next. Either way, hope to see you all next video. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Goodbye.